so much for joining me.
Of course.
I know that you've been through a really hard time and you have come out the other end. And it doesn't mean that you're not going to have more hard times, but I want you to introduce yourself and tell us kind of where you came from. Tell us your story.
Okay. There's a lot to it, so I don't know where to start. But my name is Kayla.
Start at the beginning when you started having, you told me you had some health problems from when you were young.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So straight out the womb, I was diagnosed with really, really bad asthma. So my entire childhood was in and out of hospitals. I remember there was one time I was just dying so many times, and my poor parents had to go through like in and out of hospitals, and then points where I'm like at home. And I don't think there's anything worse now that I think back on it than your child not being able to breathe. I just feel like it's a basic necessity of life that you're gifted. And so my mom, she used to take me to the beach. She's very like homeopathic, like natural, like let's try and heal her. So she always brought me to the beach and tried to help me to breathe and focus on my breathing and all this sort of stuff. Yeah, I basically just grew up in a hospital, and hospitals were a sense of comfort for me because I always felt better.
And you knew that if something went wrong, you were in a safe place. They could maybe keep you alive.
Yes.
So is this like regular asthma? There's different stages.
Yeah. It
just came out like horrible?
It was just horrible. It was just every time I would slightly catch a fever or something, it wouldn't just be cough, cough, all hard breathing, take an asthma puffer, she's good. It's like call the ambulance, hook her up, she's getting wheeled in. Like it was just always really, really hard on my body, and they almost lost me so many times. And my mum is a firm believer in prayer, and back and forth year after year praying about it and stuff. And then one day miraculously God answered, and I just didn't have asthma anymore, and she was just so happy.
How old would you have been?
I need a fact check with her, but I'm pretty sure it was maybe under 10. So it was almost 10 years or 5 to 10 years of just constant asthma in and out of hospital, and then got miraculously healed. So
you just came out of it, and it was a miracle, truly.
Yeah, honestly, a miracle. And I don't think I understood the gravity of that miracle until I got older, and I meet people with asthma to this day.
And the gravity of prayer.
Exactly. And that was always kind of on my mind growing up. Which we can kind of segue into growing up. So I do believe a lot of my health issues leading up in life was because I had asthma, and they pump you with steroids and medicine and stuff, and I don't think your body has a fighting chance with your immune system. So growing up, probably I think when I was 16 or maybe 17, I used to get really bad flus and stuff, but this one was particularly bad. It was kind of leading up for about, a day or so. And I remember turning to my friends, and these were my famous last words to her. And I just said, there's something wrong. Like, I don't feel right. And she just said, it's just a common flu. And I said, no, there's something wrong. Like, this doesn't feel right. That night I went home, I was lying in bed, my mum's just kind of trying to care for me, and she just said, you know what, just go to bed, it's going to be fine. I had a jumper on, and it was literally 40 degrees outside in Australia, and I had a jumper on, I was sweating, and my mum was just like, something's wrong with her. So I went to bed.
So you had a fever.
Really bad, but it was just something I've never felt before. You just have like an inkling and something just feels different.
Yeah, of course.
So I went to bed. I woke up what I thought was probably like, the next morning or so. It had only been 10 minutes when I looked, like I sort of slithered my eyes open and saw the time. I couldn't move, and I couldn't speak, and I couldn't like fully open my eyes. So I sort of just slithered over, and I was just like, oh my gosh, like I was completely paralyzed, and I didn't know what to do. I needed someone to take me to the hospital immediately. There was something in me that just knew I was dying. I don't know if I don't think it's a very common feeling, and I'm glad it's not a common feeling, but it was something that...
we have these instincts, right?
Yeah, it was something that it just, I don't know, I can still feel it when I think about it.
And I can't remember, did you say how old you were when that happened?
This is about, 16, 17. Okay. So I'm still in high school, I'm about to sit my exams. So with all of it in me, smash over my lamp with my arm, and my mum came running upstairs and she was like, what's going on? And I couldn't speak. I was just saying, like, mumbling, like, please help me, like, please help me, like, take me to the doctors or like the hospital or something. It's all quite a blur, but my dad ended up slinging me over his shoulder, carrying me downstairs, lying me in the back seat, and I guess taking me through the ambulance, like the urgent care. They looked at me and I was in a wheelchair. I couldn't speak or do anything. They took one look at me and they were like, immediately get her into emergency, wheeled me straight through. They knew that I was having some sort of viral infection. So they started flipping me over, started taking all this blood and everything. They did a spinal tap as well. So they leaned me over, took my, and all this time they're asking me like, what's wrong? Like, what are you feeling? Blah, blah, blah. I'm like, I literally can't speak. Like, it was the most frustrating thing ever.
Talk about helpless.
Yes.
Really
so helpless. And every time someone touched me, it felt like they were grabbing my bones. It was the most bizarre feeling. Yes. It's horrible. And they ended up diagnosing or establishing that I had a brain infection called meningitis. Yes.
And I know when sometimes when you go in, it's like, can you move your neck? Can you move?
Yeah.
They're honestly often, because I've read a bit about meningitis, and one of the things is that like you can't move, or you're like all stiff,
completely paralyzed.
Wow.
Yeah. Going through that was one of the most traumatic things I've ever been through. So it was very isolating. I was in hospital for 2 weeks by myself. Wow. Yeah, it was super intense. And
what did they tell you there? Like, did they tell your parents, like, or did you have any conversations when you were in there, like, I might die? Or like, did you guys have any conversations about death? Or this was like a very hopeful, like, okay, we're on top of it, we think we can help you?
Yeah. Personally, I'm not sure if like my parents had a conversation with the doctors, but I wasn't informed about anything. Really? I was just left in the dark for 2 weeks, pretty much alone. Barely got any visitors. I remember my best friend at the time wanted to stay overnight with me, and they just were like, you're not allowed to be here, and kicked her out. So yeah, it was very isolating. And I don't want to say the healthcare whole system is so terrible, blah, blah. Like, they were really good. I'm healthy. I'm here. So I can't fault it. But it was very like, we didn't know the results. We never really understood what the gravity of it was. Now that I'm this age and I've done my research, people lose limbs over this. Mm-hmm. People die over this. Like, this is something so much more serious.
Meningitis is so serious.
I know. And I just thought, like, brain infection, I'm all good. Do you know what I mean? Because I'm 16, I'm 17. Like,
and you were in Australia at the time, were you? Still?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
So that was, pretty traumatic. Super glad to be here.
And you ended up just healing. Yeah. Like, you came out of that too.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
A couple weeks later, you started feeling better and you started having hope again, kind of. They had you hooked up to, obviously, IVs and antibiotics.
I was on a cocktail of medication, and I was also on bed rest 2 weeks after I got home, which was also really hard because at 16, you just want to see your friends, you just want to do things, you want to go to school. I missed my exams and stuff. I started failing a lot in school because I had missed so much time.
Yeah.
After that, I started getting really bad chronic migraines, and I had, I think you call it Advil here, we call it Panadol, but I had a addiction to, I guess, like, numbing migraines
the painkillers,
and stuff. Yes,
sure.
the painkillers. That's
for sure. That's totally.
Yeah.
That's very common, actually.
Yeah. I remember one time I felt like I had overdosed. I had like 8 in one day, and I just turned to my mom and I was shaking. I was like, I think I had too many. Like, it was just kind of a cycle. I was pretty addicted to them.
So were you were taking that, were you still in pain at that time, or you liked that numbness? Like, were you in quite a bit of pain with, that was all for the migraines, right?
Yeah. It was a lot of pressure in my head. I don't know why, but I think once you start feeling that pain relief, you start getting addicted to that pain relief. And I think, looking back on it now, subconsciously, I was really addicted to painkillers, and it was just, it was painful. And my life my mental health, I would say, started going completely downhill. I think that was the start of a massive journey of my life that just went wrong. And I don't want to say wrong because I am who I am today because of it. So there's no wrong or rights, but
it felt really, really rough.
it was, to put it quite frankly, like I embarrassed myself and I indulged in things that I shouldn't have done and I just didn't have any worth. And
it wasn't your best chapter.
No, it wasn't my best chapter.
Which we have.
Yeah. So going on to that bad chapter, the best, not the worst chapter for me, I started getting quite heavily into alcohol and drugs and stuff. Again, I feel like it was a form of painkiller.
Yeah.
And it just kind
Isn't
of,
it?
yeah, it was.
Isn't it most of the time?
100%.
Yeah.
You know, I've never felt so depressed or felt what depression was until that sickness happened and I was so isolated. So started getting involved in the wrong crowds, started getting on the drug bandwagon, the alcohol bandwagon, all that sort of stuff. And it led me down a really, really dark path that
spirals out of control.
Completely. I think it got to a point where one day you just look at the mirror, you just don't recognize who it is. And you just think, how did I get this far? Like, I don't quite frankly enjoy the company of my friends. I don't enjoy
They're your fun friends.
They're my fun friends. And I'm like...
They're not your faithful friends, they're your fun ones.
Yeah. And I'm like, I have nothing of quality in my life right now. Like at all. Financially, physically, mentally. I have nothing. Like I literally have nothing.
It's like, when you go through that hard chapter, you're like, it's like a negative thing. But then clearly there's something in you that was like, recognizing there's a problem.
Yeah.
Because until we recognize there's a problem, we're not going to change it, right? So, something within you is recognizing that, like, I can't stay this way, or this isn't who I am, or this is nothing is filling the void.
Yeah.
Right?
That's 100% exactly how it felt. So, yeah, where do I go from there? I was in a relationship and I had a really bad breakup. And I just thought at that point, wow, like if I thought I was low before, I'm extremely low now. I've always felt a tug on my heart to move across the country for a little bit or go on a bit of a journey and just, I don't know, I just felt something on my heart just be like, just go to Canada, Kayla, like just go for a season, go for 6 months and just see what happens because you literally have nothing here, like nothing.
So your family was all in Australia?
My family was all in Australia.
Okay. And then
bad relationship with all of them. I had basically severed every good thing that had happened in my life.
You kind of burned your bridges.
I burnt my bridges.
And then you're like, well, there's still a bridge to Canada. What was it about Canada? I
don't know.
Apparently there are a lot of people want to come.
I know. It's a beautiful place, but I was actually born here in Montreal. Okay. So I thought, I have a Canadian passport. I'll easily find work. It was an easy way out. It was just like I can just take a one way. No one's going to ask questions because I have the passport. I can get a job. I don't have to apply for a visa. I don't have to do anything. Like,
did that kill your mom?
I think at
because I'm a mom and
I know.
You don't need to leave the country.
I know. I think at the time because our relationship was so severed, I find it hard to believe that it could have really hurt because it's more like, go get distance. Like maybe this is what you need. My mom's a very spiritual person as well. So I feel like somewhat she knew that this is what I needed. So it wasn't the hardest, that goodbye. And we knew it was going to be only for a little while. So we were just going to see how it went.
And you ventured out here all by yourself?
I went, this was in 2023, end of 2022. Wow. And I decided to take a one-way ticket to a country that I have never been before, with no friends, no job, I had $200 in my bank account.
Wow, you're brave.
Yeah, all crazy, or literally just crazy, yeah.
Wow.
And so I rocked up to Whistler and I just thought, I don't know, party town, I do that, I'm fun, I do this, like I have nothing good to go back home. Like I think when you're such at a low point in your life and you have nothing going for you.
Yeah, you just feel like what is there to lose?
Nothing scared me. I was like, I've almost died. I've got health issues. I've got no relationship with my family right now. Like I have no quality friends. I have nothing, like literally nothing. Like so it made me brave enough to leave. And I would say I ended up staying there for around 6 months to 8 months. It was one of the most fantastic times of my life.
So did you just like how do you get a place to rent with $200? What do? You just found friends immediately?
I honestly I worked and paid for my deposit and 1 month. So I rocked up to this, it was a terrible living situation, I've got to be honest. It was 10 people in a 2-bedroom.
Wow.
It wasn't even a house. It was basically a top level of a garage.
Okay, yeah.
So it was tiny. And
like a loft.
It was a loft, and it was just...
You guys just slept everywhere.
Yeah, we were just on bunk beds, like rows and rows of bunk beds together. Wow. In hindsight, it was perfect for me because I met so many people. So if you don't get along with one, there's 1 out of 10 that you don't get along with another one. Like, you keep trying, right? Aww. So it was really good for me. I don't know, my life just changed the second I left, and I felt a sense of freedom, and my cousin once said this to me. She said, how fantastic for you get to reinvent yourself. And I thought, that's weird. I feel like that's what psychopaths say maybe. Like, you want to reinvent yourself and be fake. And now that I see it, I did subconsciously reinvent myself. And it's a gift to reinvent yourself, to have friends that, you know, build you up, and have a job that you like to be correlated to, have more money in your life. Like, just do things.
We're not showing this to my daughter, by the way.
Don't show.
She's not going anywhere.
I know, I'm not the best example.
No, it's not. But I really appreciate the honesty, because I also know that you came out of this. And
I think everyone's story is different, and unfortunately I had to get slapped in the face. Like, I had to get thrown to another country to realize what I had back home. So, you know.
Isn't that the truth? 100%. I think sometimes, probably when she means reinventing yourself, it's kind of like, and maybe not, but I just think when I think of reinventing yourself, when you have all of your family around and you're making bad choices and a bunch of things have happened, it's kind of like you didn't just kind of go into a new chapter, I guess. You kind of were starting a new book with the big step that you took, right? And so maybe not such a bad thing, because you were leaning on the fact that all your family's around, all your friends are around, and now you gotta make all the decisions on your own. Who are you gonna lean on?
Yeah. Literally, my parents always supported me, like, financially and stuff. And when I got there, I was eating a box of rice for like 3 weeks until I got my first paycheck.
So that's what reinventing yourself means?
Exactly.
It means you are responsible for yourself
Exactly
now.
Right.
Yeah.
And I got to choose the character that I wanted to shine a light on. I didn't have to go and do drugs with my friends every week, and I didn't have to drink to be accepted. I didn't have to do things that my prior friends saw, you know, value in. So I thought, you know, I've always thought about that line that my cousin said, and I just thought, that's fantastic. Like, that's amazing. I got to reinvent myself, and it changed my life for the better. So, So
you went there, and then how long till you started making better decisions? Because clearly you've had some... What happened after that? You were there for a bit.
Yeah. A lot of people in Whistler, I think it's a massive culture of drinking and drugs. There's also a lot of Australians there as well. And we love to drink, I don't associate with that, but, you know, they do love to drink. It's a big drinking culture.
Yeah.
So I would say probably maybe 4 months in, I was, you know, drinking every now and then, still kind of going through the bad stuff and whatnot, but it was different. It was like no one was there to pick me up after. So
I
was growing up, right, in a couple of months and in front of my own eyes, and I was just making better choices every time, and it got easier and easier to say, no, I'm not doing that. No, I don't want to do that.
Because now you have no one to blame except yourself for your consequences.
Exactly right.
No family to blame.
No friends. Right? No friends to be like, this is their fault, this, that. Like, it's just me.
You're like, if I drink, I feel like garbage tomorrow. Then I can't get through work. And what if I lose my job?
And my rent was so crazy high for that house. It was really hard to get as well. So I had a lot leaning on myself. So I had to pull myself in really quickly.
And were you having conversations with your family back home after a while? Like, did you notice that things were starting? Could you have conversations with your family? Did space help?
I would say very spaced out. I would say it was a very solo I'm with myself at the moment sort
Okay.
of thing. And it didn't feel genuine when I called my family or when they called me. And that's just being honest. And it's because we had a severed relationship. And so it didn't feel like we really wanted to talk. And so we kind of just, I don't know, kept it short and stuff. I don't remember having many conversations with them for that trip. But in hindsight, I think it was really good. And it allowed me to get my ducks in a row and figure myself out. Leading onto that, there was a place in Whistler that we used to do cold plunges with.
Yeah.
So my friend, my housemate, he was telling me about cold plunges and how amazing they are, and I just thought, you know what, I'm going to try it and I'm going to do it, and I'm ballsy enough. I've got nothing to lose. So I did it a few times.
Yep.
Absolutely loved it.
Yep.
It's so cold.
I have mixed feelings about it, but I've done it a bit.
Oh yeah, you have.
We've done like the whole ice bath stuff,
Oh,
and it's.
yeah.
I mean, I don't like the cold. So
No.
I
I'm
a brown girl. I know it's good for you. It is
Yeah.
good for you. So I liked that part.
Yeah.
We would do like this whole breathing, and anyways,
Yeah.
go on. I can relate a little.
I think when you've got such, I guess depression and high anxiety and this and that and addiction issues, I think it's really good to ground yourself and to just be present. So I had never had that sense
That'll
of grounding.
snap you out of a few
It
things.
snapped me out, I'll tell you right now. Like, it was really good. There was one particular morning, and actually this week is the, I guess, what do you call it? The anniversary leading up to it on the 23rd of January it was. It's in my calendar forever. But I basically went in for a cold plunge and I was with my friend. I decided to stick in headphones and listen to, I guess, some sort of, I think it's called Abide Bible or something. It's just where they speak and talk about Bible verses. I just thought, you know what, I've never put a Bible verse in, and I was quite distant from God at this point, but I just thought, why
and you
not?
have a believing family, right?
I
Can
do.
we go back to that? Like your mom is a believer.
Yes, very strong believer.
And do you feel like a lot of the severance was you were kind of rebellious?
Yes.
Mom wanted you
Yes.
to be a Christ follower.
Yes, typical story.
Yep. Okay.
I just thought, I don't want to live like that. I don't want rules and regulations on how I can dress and how I can speak to people and what I can do. That was just my attitude. And looking back on it, I think it's a good attitude to have if it's directed in the right way, because it's good not to be fearful. It's good to be stubborn for the things that you love, like Jesus and like God, and, you know, things that can never waver. But unfortunately, mine was directed in the wrong way.
Yeah.
So this cold plunge, I went in and I sat, I had my headphones in, and I don't remember what the, I guess, sermon or what they were talking about. I just remember closing my eyes, breathing, and being in this sedative sort of state where I felt like I was almost floating. And all of a sudden, I just heard like almost like a speaker in my ears just being like, God loves you. And I saw myself in the water and chains were just broken off of me. It was just the craziest experience of my life. Makes me emotional. Like, it is just...
Makes me emotional.
It was just insane because I didn't...
Like, how does anyone, though, like... God is just so big and so above
big,
everything.
so amazing.
He can work in anybody's lives
Yeah.
in their own specific way for whatever they need.
Yeah.
Right? So you're in there, your chains are being broke off. Wow. Tell me more.
I didn't realize that every moment leading up to this, every issue I've ever had was because I didn't think anyone loved me, which is sad. I'm sorry.
But also, like, very real. Just so normal.
So real. But, and then, like, if anyone would have said, oh, like, you're just feeling this way because no one loves you, I would have been like, that's not true. Like, blah, blah, blah. Like, I've got an attitude and stuff. But
also,
honestly,
you were a teenager, to be fair. And your brain's developing, and then you get meningitis. So I'm giving you a couple excuses.
Yeah.
But you know, you are a teenager, and you're going through all the hormones and all of that. And it's like, even if people were throwing themselves at you, you wouldn't feel that love sometimes. Do you know what I mean?
There was just something missing.
And what did it feel like?
It felt like a big hug. Like, someone just hugging your, oh my God, I did not expect to get this emotional.
No.
It kind of just felt like I was a child and oh my gosh. And like God was just hugging me and just like holding me and saying like, I love you. And I was like, oh my gosh, like I didn't know how bad I needed to hear that. Like just simple, like I love you. Like I value you, Kayla. Like you're worth something to me. And I don't know, that moment, holy moly, that changed my life.
That's just enough.
That was it. Honestly, that was it. Like that was the moment I had been leading up to and needing my entire life. And so I got out the water and I sat down and I just cried. I cried and I cried. I think I genuinely just cried out to God and just in general for, I want to say an hour. Like I just was so happy.
You were just in a repentance.
And just in a repentance, I was just thinking, I can't believe that someone could feel this much love, this much value. And it aligns with everything that the Bible tells us, you know, that we are loved and we're perfectly made and he values us. And even when we don't feel it, like he's there, right? So it was just amazing.
It talks about his love before, like even when we're in the womb, before we're even born.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. And that's what I felt. It was just like every moment that he's been there, and every moment that he's loved me and stuff, it was just a warm hug. It was just fantastic.
And what did your friend say that was with you?
My friend he's very spiritual. And I think he was more into sort of meditation and that sort of spiritual area.
More New Age, yeah.
And I just remember him like looking at me and just being like, yeah, that's good. Like, that's what she needed. He was a great roommate for me and definitely etched in my heart forever because I don't want to, like, we didn't necessarily share the moment, but we shared the intimacy of being in that moment. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, he's very special to me and always checks in and I check in on him and stuff. But I remember towards the end of it, after he saw my life start to change from that moment, he started asking me questions, you know.
What changed?
Who is this God?
You came,
What happened? You know?
Yeah.
You came out a new woman. And so, as we were talking about before, like, I think I baptized myself and...
You like literally. It wasn't just this, like, I've repented, I became a believer, I'm going to go under the water and come back to show people. It's like, that is actually kind of literally when...
Yeah.
Kind of shocked you into,
No, I came out a new woman from that water, literally a new woman. And
your whole life changed after that?
My whole life, completely.
What did you go home and do? Your heart had a whole flip around, hey?
A whole flip around. I remember I was wearing makeup because I think I was working in the morning and this was in the afternoon. But I remember taking a photo on my phone of just how puffy my eyes were and all the makeup down my face and the mascara is just one of those snotty, gross days of crying.
In a good way.
Yeah, in a great way. And I just remember taking a photo and thinking that this is going to be iconic. Like, this is the start to something that's going to be amazing.
Fulfilling.
Oh, yeah, 100%. There's something that switched in me. Looking back on it now, the immediate change in me is shocking because shortly after that, I ended up going back to Australia. I told God, I said, where do you want me to go? Like, do you want me to stay here or do you want me to go home? And my sister got engaged the week that I prayed that. So I thought, it's time for me to go home. It's time to see my sister get married and to, I guess, form new relationships. So when I went home, I was completely unrecognizable. No one recognized who I was.
Did you call home and tell your mom?
I didn't. I still had a bit of pride and I felt like I was quite fragile and delicate and I don't know, pretty vulnerable and stuff. And I just didn't want to, I kind of actually felt a little bit of shame for my testimony in the beginning. It's almost like I was a baby starting to take walks and I was embarrassed to walk in front of people. Like it was almost like, I'm not running yet, so I don't want to see them. I don't want them to see me walking. So it was quite intimate and personal, but in hindsight, beautiful. It's fantastic. It should be celebrated.
But I totally get that. You're a human still.
Yeah. It was just a bit
Yeah.
like, oh, you know, I don't know. Like, it was quite intimate. Let me just marinate.
And like,
who
are
I
they
am.
going to believe me?
Exactly.
And
exactly. And do I even believe myself? Like, am I crazy? Was this actually an experience? But I guess my consistencies in character continued. So, of course, it was me. And I started having to meet with myself every day and understand who I am and how I react, because life completely changed.
There's like only one person that can change your heart like that.
100%.
Right? God's the only person that can completely flip someone around.
Exactly. No, you can't. I went to therapy and I never, ever got this sort of reaction or change in my life. So
who noticed it?
who noticed it? I would say my friends who I was hanging out with, I lost quite a few of them because I wasn't doing drugs anymore. I wasn't drinking anymore. Even it was not a crazy amount as Australia, but I just started to lose them and they started to get a bit annoyed at me. Like, why don't you stay out late? Why don't you do this? I would say my housemate who was with me all the time, he was just like, there's something a little bit different. Like, what's going on? And I feel like my complexion changed. The color in my eyes came back. Like, everything just changed. But when I went back to Australia, no one recognized me. Like, everyone just was waiting for me to get upset and have like a fit about something. And
You had peace.
I had so much peace. And honestly, I could promise you I was everyone's least favorite person ever. And I can confidently say I'm one of everyone's favorite persons now.
You know what's funny is like, I've had people be like, how could you be so happy? Or it's almost like sometimes people can't recognize peace. And so they actually feel like they can't trust you.
Exactly.
They're like, is that fake?
Yeah.
It's so funny. It's true.
It's so true. And it makes...
like, unless you get it.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
And I think it makes people a little bit uncomfortable as well if they're not your friend for the right reason as well. Nobody likes change. So when I went there, I lost so many friends. Like,
because we said they were fun friends, not faithful to the end friends.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I even had one of my friends who's been there from the get-go. I remember on a phone call, she was just yelling at me. She was like, I don't recognize you anymore. I want the old Kayla back.
What do you say to that?
I just said, that's okay, but I'm not the old Kayla anymore. I like who I am. I love who I am. And this is me. And if you don't like that, I'm so sorry.
Like,
I couldn't be the friend that you want me to be.
Yeah.
And I just thought that that was such an iconic moment. Like, I miss the old Kayla. And I'm like, that's never coming back.
You're like, I don't.
That's left in the river. Like, honestly, I was not coming back from that. And I wasn't going to change everything to be a puzzle piece that you wanted me to be. And I don't know, misery loves misery. So
misery loves company, remember?
Misery loves company. That's
true.
the one. Yeah.
Yep.
And so that was definitely that whole friendship, and it was unfortunate, but it is what it is. I lost a few friends, but I gained some really good friends. And then I just got passionate about helping other people on their faith journey. Like, you know, I don't think everyone needs to have a big spiritual experience where they get baptized and come out a new woman. Like, that's my experience. You don't have to have that, and you might never have that. Yours might be a little bit more gradual or different or maybe crazy. Who knows? So I think that
it is really a personal thing, isn't it?
It is a very personal thing.
People seeing the light in you
yeah,
is where they go. It's like, people watch your experiences, the human realities of your life. And then what really is a light is that when darkness is happening in your life, how are we reacting?
Yes.
And when they see that it's different in a dark world, like that's what it really means to shine bright,
exactly.
Right? Because your roommate was probably like, what?
I think it was shocking for everyone. It was an experience. It was amazing. Super grateful. But
I couldn't be more happy about that.
Thank you.
I couldn't be more happy for you.
I know. It's a great testimony. It's one that I'm proud of. If you would have asked me a couple of years ago, I would have never said that I would be on a camera talking about it. It's intimate, it's personal. I'm a little bit shy about it. But now I'm like, this was the greatest moment of my life.
And why wouldn't you want everyone else to hear it, right?
Exactly.
That's what I don't get, is like, that's not something you can be ashamed about. It's completely changed you and your heart.
Yeah.
And so you ended up going back home, you're around your family and your friends. Did your family start to say things? Like,
Yeah.
obviously.
Yeah, I think I was the talk of the town for a while. I remember my brother-in-law, he was shocked the most, I think, my sister's husband, because wow. And he just was like, I just don't recognize this person. Like, he's like, you have gone, like, he goes, we used to call you the rat behind your back, because like we just thought you were like a little rat and you were so annoying and like, so
Whoa, hold back, man. You don't need to.
He was like, you went from the rat to like the best sister ever, and like
You could have left that in the box with the lid shut.
I know. He was like, we just used to be so scared of you, like everywhere you were. Like, we used to like hide, and like, you know, we used to feel your presence so heavy, and now it's like you light up every room you come into. And he constantly just kept reiterating to me, I'm so proud of you. I can't believe the woman you are. Like, it's just night and day. And my relationship with my sister got amazing. She is my best friend. I have my cousin who's one of my best friends as well. Like, our relationship, she, from I guess proximity of seeing me, my life, the way it started shaping up, she became really close. She called me the other day and she said, you know, I want you to know that I'm getting baptized, because you've brought me so close to Christ and you've inspired me so much.
And she knows that's a step of obedience.
And she said, I want you to be the first to know that, because you played such a contributing role to this. So it's just super sweet. And my mum and my relationship is amazing. She's also one of my best friends. And like, yeah, I can't say that I've got one bad relationship in my life right now. It's been amazing, honestly.
Look where you have come from.
Yeah.
And look how things can turn around. That's like really perfect for the still standing project.
Yeah, oh, really?
It really is.
Yeah.
Because the point is that we can go through like all the crazy.
Yeah.
And you can come out the other end. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You don't have to stay there. And also there's a choice of not staying in some places. You know what I mean?
You can reinvent yourself any day. You don't have to, I constantly tell people, you don't have to be the same person you were yesterday to today. You don't even have to be the same person you were an hour ago to now. Like, you can change your life anytime, any point, whenever you want. And like, that's the most important thing out of my testimony for me, and that I share to people, is that you're not happy, get up and leave. Like, do something different, change your life. You can do it.
Take control of that.
Take control. Honestly, that's all it takes. Like, just take control. Do something crazy, do something normal, do something fun, do something whatever. Just do something about it, right?
But also, do something about it.
Do something about it.
Because I think, you know, nobody wants to admit it, but the truth is the people you hang out with affect you.
Iron sharpens iron.
It's just true.
It's true.
So if you're in a hard place, a bad place, you know, and also check your friends.
Check your friends.
Right?
Yeah. Show me who you hang out with the most, and I'll tell you exactly what you're like, honestly. And that was a big change. I just remember crying out and just being like, I don't know what to do. Like, I have no friends, and my life's changed. I've just been completely blessed, honestly.
And now what are you doing?
Yeah.
You're sharing, and you have some of your own platforms, it sounds like.
Yeah. So basically was reading my Bible one day in Australia, got really close with my Bible and reading it every day, still do. Great habit to have. And I remember sitting outside in the sun, and I just hear in an audible voice, I'm taking you to Canada. And I just bawled my eyes out. I was like, okay, I'm crazy. I'm just crazy, because I'm not going back to Canada. I just moved everything back here. Like, I can't do that again. It was expensive and stuff. And then I remember God saying again, I'm taking you to Canada. And at that point, my tenants in my head.
Has God said that to about few million people recently?
I don't know.
Maybe. Getting full.
Oh, yeah, I know.
He's
honestly,
speaking loud. No, I'm just kidding.
Funny that you mentioned that as well, though, because Cochrane, where we're from, I don't know if you're going to put that in Cochrane, but where we're from here in this town, there's been multiple girls who have had the exact same story. God's told them move to this town, and they've moved to this town, and I know like 3 or 4 of them. And I'm like, what are the chances? Like, I moved to this town too.
Well, I mean, that's how God works. He speaks to people if you're listening.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're willing to listen. And so then how long, and you just packed your bags and came back?
Oh, honestly, my lease was coming up with my house, and then I just remember crying out to God, like, I can't do this. Like, I still don't have any money. Like, I'm, a bit tied up. And I remember just God being like, this is what I've prepared you for. Like, all this is led up to this moment. Sell your house and go. And I just thought, amen. Like, whatever. I'm just going to obey. Get on a plane ride, come over here. I'm thinking I'm going to go back to Vancouver. That's where all my friends are from. I have, you know, a home there. Like, I know people and I've got friends. And then I hear God go, you're going to Calgary. And I was like, I don't want to go to Calgary. I don't know anything about Calgary or Alberta. Like, I don't want to go there. And I just thought I might as well just finish this off strong. I might as well move myself all the way to the other side of the world and just finish it strong, even if it's not what I want to do. When I landed in Canada, the week of, I landed in Montreal to go to my cousin's wedding, and I got shoved into this guy by his mum. His mum just was dancing with me on the dance floor, and she said, I want you to meet my son, and turned me around and just shoved me into him. And I was just like, whoa, what the heck? And fast forward, I had a dream about him, and in the dream, it was a prophetic dream. I've had one before about my sister, and then this one.
Yeah.
And it was just a reoccurring dream, and it was just us dating, and it was saying, he will bring you peace. He will bring you peace. He will bring you peace. I was like, what the heck? That's so weird. And then I went and met with him in Toronto, because that's where he's from. And I just had an overwhelming feeling like, this is my future husband. This is going to be the father to my children.
Really?
Yeah, like an overwhelming feeling of it. So fast forward, we have been dating since then, and we're definitely going to get married, and got high goals for the future. And thank God I listened, because I would have never met my future husband. So
it's that faith,
honestly,
because
all worth it.
There's like our human nature
it.
that wants to control everything. That's just like a normal thing, right? We can't like ever not have that human nature in us. And then there's where faith comes in, where we let go. Yeah. Right? And it sounds like you put some of your stubbornness away.
Just a little bit, yeah.
And decided to, wow. Yeah. And so now you guys have like a long distance go back and forth sort of a
We
deal.
have a long distance relationship, but I would say it's solely focused on God. And if God wasn't at the center, we pray for each other every night. We prioritize sermons together, Bible studies, all that sort of stuff, even while long distance. And if we didn't have that,
it can work.
Yeah.
I've been there. Yeah.
Yeah. So, again, worth it, worth the obedience, even if that's it, even though I know he's got big goals for me here where I am, but even if that was just it, that's good enough for me. Like, thank God I listened. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm just super expectant for the future, and I don't know why I'm here still. I did end up opening a business that helps people and offers in-house care and support.
Tell us about it.
It's called Shalom Support Services, and it's basically in-house care where a mother who maybe has a few kids and is overwhelmed and needs some meal preparation, or driving the kids to school, seniors with dementia, Alzheimer's, any type of issues, and people with disabilities, you know, to get up and do things in the morning or prepare life for them and help them in every step of the way. So it's a business that helps people. It's a business that is faith-centered, and it's a blessed business. So
amazing.
Everything's just been amazing. I'm super grateful.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I couldn't be more happy about that.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you would like us to link on this video for anyone if they were looking you up or if they were looking for something in the area?
You could link my YouTube or TikTok or whatever.
What are they called?
It's Kayla Elizabeth. So it's just my first and middle name. And
that's amazing.
I do a bit of content on TikTok for the Christian life and journey and just everyday sort of stuff. And I'm really passionate about it and just sharing my faith, because I wish I would have had someone like myself to explain, like, there's no shame in your past, and there's no shame in reinventing yourself and what that can look like. And
you are redeemed.
Exactly.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I do want to remove, I want to help take away that shame as much as I can from other people who sort of feel that way. So that's my heart and story.
I love this. Thank you so much.
Of course.
I appreciate
Thanks
that
for having
so much.
me.
You opening up your heart. And wow. I just know that that's going to help people. So I thank you.